Hi, everybody. Welcome to chair yoga. For today's practice, all you will need is a chair. And if you have 2 yoga blocks, it's advisable to place 2 yoga blocks underneath your feet. This keeps your knees level with your hips and avoids any tension and pulling on the lower back. If you do not have 2 yoga blocks, you can use a pillow or a blanket underneath your feet. So once you have set yourself up in your seat, ground yourself down into your feet and just feel your feet connecting either to your pillow, your blanket, the blocks. And just relax the soles of the feet. Relax the tops of the feet and your toes. Just get a sense of grounding yourself and arriving here for your practice. From this grounding, move your attention down into your hips and your pelvic area, and just begin a gentle rocking from side to side, rocking a little to the right and a little to the left. And then from there, find your center. So find the place where you're not leaning to one side or the other, but your weight is even in both sitting bones. And then pressing down into the sitting bones, how much can you relax the muscles surrounding your sitting bones and relaxing down into the pelvic floor? From this pressing down into the feet and down into your hips, begin to lengthen up through the spine and right up and out the crown of the head. Let your shoulders roll forward and up and back and down. And then do that again. Take a deep breath in this time as your shoulders come forward and up to the ears, and exhale the air out as they go back and down. And then one last time, shoulders moving forward and up, and then back and down. Letting your hands slide up the thighs a little bit so that your elbows come to rest underneath your shoulders. And see that the nice and long, and you're not lifting your chin or dropping it, but your gaze is straight ahead. Once you have found this seat, allow your eyes to gently close now and move your attention from the mind into the body. So this is a way to begin to connect inside and to investigate what it is that you're holding inside of you. You might tune the attention right into the heart space. Become aware of the heart and the lungs. Begin to deepen the breath and fill the lungs as you breathe in and empty as you breathe out. Listening into the heart and the feelings that might be here during this very difficult time that we're experiencing right now in our lives. So you may find that there is a bit of anxiety here, some fear. You might be feeling vulnerable. There may be some grief, some sadness. You also may be aware of a little bit of excitement, gratitude. Just begin taking these first few minutes of the practice to just check in and notice what's here. Continuing to let your breath be nice and steady and smooth, filling and emptying the lungs as though you were filling 2 balloons with air. And feel as though with every inhalation, you can begin to draw energy into the body. You could send this energy into whatever parts of the body might be a little bit tight, or there may be some clenching or some soreness here, some achiness. Feel as though with every exhalation, you could exhale all of the air out, emptying the lungs completely. So on the inhale, you get a sense of filling up. And on the exhale, you get a sense of letting go, and letting go. Taking a few more full breaths in this way, inhaling and filling up. And exhaling and releasing and relaxing any obvious areas of tension. Just notice what might want to soften right now. Perhaps you could soften the face, the jaw, the little muscles around the eyes, maybe smoothing out your brow. Allowing your shoulders to relax back and down even more, and softening your hands, letting the hands rest in a very easy, very effortless way. Letting the belly be soft. And knowing that whatever it is that you're experiencing, whatever feelings are here, that you're not alone in these feelings, that these feelings are being shared by many, many other people right now. And recognizing that we are all in this together and that we will all get through this together with each other's support. So the question becomes, how can I meet this challenging time with awareness, presence, and compassion? Both inward compassion towards ourselves and that same compassion for everybody else that's going through this difficult time together. Remembering that we are in this together. And letting your intention for today's practice be one of self-compassion and compassion for all other beings. Having said that, you could either keep your eyes closed or allow the eyes to open now. And as you inhale, holding on to the knees, on the inhale, lean forward a little bit, lift the chest up to the ceiling, lift your gaze up to the ceiling, feeling the pubic bone press down, the tailbone lift, dog stretch. And then on your exhalation, you'll round back. So hollowing the belly, draw the navel back towards the spine, let your shoulders come up to the ears. And do that a few more times. So as you inhale now, shoulders come up, back, and down as the chest lifts and you look up and open up the chest, open up your heart. And then on your exhalation, rounding your spine and looking down towards the navel, hollowing out the belly. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, let your shoulders come up, back, and down and look up. And then on the exhalation, looking forward and down. So we're just going to come through the 6 movements of your spine, these being the first 2 movements. With your next inhalation, bring yourself right back to a neutral spine. See that your shoulders are set back and down and wide apart. Feel the broadness in the chest, the broadness in the upper back. And then from there, bringing your hands into prayer in front of the heart, with your next inhalation, let the arms go down and out and up overhead. Interlace your fingers and turn your palms up to the ceiling and stretch. Press back down into your sitting bones, engage the abdominal muscles to protect your back. As you inhale, lift the arms up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, see if you could take the arms back behind you a little without jutting your front ribs forward. So keep those lower ribs in and down. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale and let the arms come back behind you a little more. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, lean over to the right. Crescent moon. Inhale, back up. Exhale over to the left. Let's do that again. Inhale, come up. Exhale over to the right. Inhale, take it up. Exhale over to the left. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, take your hands behind your head now and take your elbows back. Take the elbows back. Press back down into your hips. See that your knees are resting right over the middle of your feet so they're not splaying apart. Draw the abdominals in and see if you could now lower the right elbow down and lift the left elbow up. And then inhale and come back to the center. So we're opening the side body. Exhale, right elbow up, left elbow down, creating space here. Inhale back to center, one more time each side. Exhale over to the right. Inhale coming up, and as you exhale, going over to the left. This time, as you inhale up and you exhale over to the right, let the right hand come down, either hold on someplace on your chair, or wherever feels comfortable for you. You could let the arm hang if that feels okay. And then another inhale to lift that left elbow up and back and look up towards your left elbow. On the exhale, let your elbow come forward and down and look down towards the floor. Inhaling, elbow goes out to the side and up. And exhaling, elbow comes forward and down. One more time. Inhale, and the elbow goes forward and we look up. Exhaling, we come forward and back down. Stay here now and extend that left arm and send it all the way to the right. Press down into your left hip, and from there, reach into your left fingers. With your next inhalation, you'll lift the arm up, you'll look up towards the ceiling and start to make some big circles with this left arm, right shoulder relaxed. Inhaling as the arm goes out and up. Exhaling as it reaches back and down. One more time. Inhale, and the arm goes out and up overhead. Exhaling, it goes back down. The next time, the arm circles around and comes up towards the ceiling, reaching the right arm back up, interlace the fingers, turn the palms up, and as you exhale, round your spine. Just like we did before. Inhaling, and we come up, and exhaling, and we round. Inhaling, lift the arms up, find your neutral spine where you're not leaning forward into the pubic bone or back into the tailbone. Weight is even here again, abdominals engaged, hands come behind the head. From there, you'll let your left elbow go down and the right elbow go up towards the ceiling, releasing your left hand down, either let it just hang or hold on if you'd like. And then with your next inhalation, inhale and look up at your right elbow. And exhale now, let your elbow come forward and down and look down towards the floor. Where is your breath? Are you breathing here? Inhaling as the elbow goes out and up and the head turns to look up to the right. Exhaling and looking down as the elbow comes down towards the floor. One last time, we'll inhale and take the elbow out and up. And this time, as the elbow comes forward and down and you're looking down to the floor, reach that right arm out to the left, press into your right hip, and extend into the right fingers. Relax your left shoulder and your left arm. And then with your next inhale, begin to lift this straight arm up towards the ceiling and all the way out to the right, back and down. Now use your breath. Inhale as the arm goes out and up. Exhale as it comes back and down. One more time, inhaling, arm out and up. Exhaling it back and down. Next time the arm circles here, lift it up towards the ceiling and interlace your fingers and turn the palms up towards the ceiling and stretch. Squeeze the abdominal muscles, press the hips down, release your hands and begin to make some circles. And then just letting the arms slowly drop out to the sides, continuing to circle the wrists around, reaching out to the side walls, reaching back behind you to get even more space in your heart to allow whatever is here right now to be here. Let your hands come to rest back down onto your legs. Close your eyes and just feel the aliveness that's here now. Feel what's happening now. You might feel that there's a little more energy in your body right now. Good. Take another breath in here and lift up through the crown of the head. We're coming into a spinal twist. So this time, as you exhale, let your left hand come onto your right knee. Let your right hand come all the way back behind you to hold onto the back of your chair. Sit up tall with your next breath in. And as you exhale, roll just your belly to the right, just the belly. Keep looking forward. Don't let your head turn. Inhale and lift up, lengthen, whole length of the spine. And as you exhale, now let your rib cage roll to the right. Inhaling and lifting up through the spine. And as you exhale, now let your chest and your shoulders and finally your head go all the way to the right. Let your eyes look behind you, stretching even the eye muscles. Take one last breath. Inhale, lift up. This time as you exhale, let your head turn, just your head turn to look over the left shoulder. And maybe one more breath, so I lied. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, the belly, ribs, chest are to the right, the head is to the left like you're wringing out a wet towel. And with your next inhale, float yourself right back to center and feel the effects of the twist, Matsyendrasana, spinal twist. Take another breath and lengthen. And this time as you exhale, let your right hand come onto your left knee and let your left hand come to hold the back of the chair. Relax your shoulders down, open up the heart. Inhale and lift up, knees right over the center of your feet. Exhale, just your belly. Keep looking forward. Shoulders relaxed, chest broad. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, and now rotate your rib cage. So we're incrementally twisting to the left. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, your chest, your shoulders. Finally, the head turns last to look all the way behind you. Let the eyes go all the way to the left. Take another breath, lift up. And now let your head turn all the way over to look over the right shoulder. And then one last breath. Inhale, lift, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, continuing to twist the ribs to the left, the head to the right. Inhale and come back to the center. Good. So from here, we'll do some neck stretches. On the inhalation, lift up again. Find your neutral spine, always having that little toning of the abdominals. Here, as you exhale, let your right ear go over to the right shoulder without leaning. Okay, so my spine is still tall. Just my head goes over here to the right. Then I'm going to take my right arm and bring it up and right over my left ear. I'll take a deep breath in, press my head into my hands, and just contract all those neck muscles, tightening them. Tighten, 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 tighten. And then as you exhale, see if your head will drop down a little bit more, letting go. So these are called contract and release. On the inhalation, you're pressing into your hand, resisting with your hand, maybe holding your breath in if that feels all right for you. And as you exhale, just notice, does your head come down a little bit more? Take it one more time, a deep breath in, hold the breath, press into your hand, contract the muscles. Exhale and release. Let your hand come back down, let your head float right back to the center. Close your eyes for a moment, feel if there's any difference in the right side of your neck and the left. And then with your next exhalation, you'll let your head down, just drop over to the left. Left ear to the left shoulder, not leaning, sitting up tall, slight abdominal engagement. Stay here. Take the left arm, bring it out to the side and up over your head. Let it rest over the right ear. Take a deep breath and press your head back into your hand, contracting the muscles in the neck. And on the exhalation, stretch the neck out. Let your head go a little bit over, a little deeper. Again, inhale, take a breath in. You could do this also without the holding of the breath. You could do it just by using the muscles. If you're using your breath, and exhale and let your head drop. Also dropping the right shoulder back and down as the head comes more to the left. One last time, deep breath in, press your head into your hand. Contract the muscles. And exhale and relax. Come on back to the center. Bring your hand back onto your leg. Take a moment here. Let your head move if it wants to move in some way. Take another breath here. And as you exhale, this time you're going to turn your head and look over the right shoulder. Here I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to place it onto my left cheek. And I'll do the same thing, either using the breath with the holding or just using the muscles here. If you're using the breath, take a breath in, hold it in. Press your hand back into your head back into your hand. Resist it. Don't let it look forward. And as you exhale, see if your head will turn a bit more to the right, mindful of keeping your left shoulder back and down. 2 more times. Inhale and lengthen through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, letting your head go to the right. Left shoulder back and down. One last time. Inhale and lengthen. And exhale and release. Inhale, looking back to the center. Exhaling here. Inhale and lift up again through the crown of the head. And now exhale and let your head turn to look over your left shoulder. You might notice that it goes a little bit farther or not quite as far. We're just noticing. And then taking your left hand onto the right cheek. Keep your chest forward, shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in if you're using the breath. Press your head back into your hand like you want it to look forward, but you're resisting with your hand. And then on the exhale, see if your head may turn just a bit more. Take a deep breath in, hold the breath. Press your head back into your hand, resisting it with your hand. As you exhale, let the head turn. And do that one more time. A nice deep breath in, holding the breath, pressing your head back into your hand. And exhaling, letting your head go as far as it would like, not forcing, just allowing. With your next inhalation, coming back to the center. This time as you exhale, drop your chin down to the chest without rounding forward. Keep your shoulders back and down and your chest lifted and your heart open. Just feeling the stretch here in the back of the neck. If you'd like a little bit more stretch in the back of the neck, the upper back, let your arms come up and around behind your head. Interlace your fingers and let your elbows just drop down. So you're not pulling on your head, but just the weight of the arms will add a little bit more traction here. Here too, if you'd like, you could take a deep breath in, hold the breath, press your head back into your hands. And then on the exhalation, maybe the head will drop a little more. Don't force anything. Be very gentle with yourself here. We'll do it just one more time. A deep breath in, press back into your hands, resisting here. Contracting, and then exhale and let the head go where it will. Let your hands come back down to your lap and now just roll your head and let it move around in any way that it would like. Just breathing and feeling and letting your head just go wherever it needs to go to release any more tightness or tension. So during this time, we hold a lot of stress in the neck and in the shoulders. So we want to just let that go. Come down to the shoulders now. As you inhale, lift the right shoulder up and the left shoulder down. Right shoulder up, left shoulder down. I know this feels a little strange. And then take your right shoulder back and your left shoulder forward. And then take your right shoulder down and your left shoulder up. Right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. And then continue to make these circles in opposite directions so it becomes like an infinity loop. And let yourself go as deeply as you'd like. The elbow might move, the whole arm might move, one side to the other, letting go of that shoulder tension, rolling your shoulders out. And here, find a place where you could change directions and go the opposite way. Yeah, good. And just close your eyes for a moment and feel into the shoulders and what can let go right now? Where can you soften? Can you deepen your breath? Bring both shoulders back down. And now with your next inhalation, we're going to squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Make really tight fists with your hands. Squeeze your facial muscles as though you could suck your whole face into your nostrils and then feel all of this tension, all of this stress, everything that we've been holding on to. We're going to let go with a lion roar. So what we're going to do now is to hold the breath in, taking a deep breath. And with your exhale, drop your shoulders, open your palms, stick your tongue way out and go, ah. Bringing the hands back down. Good. And just roll the shoulders out and shake out your upper body a little bit. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Let all of this stuff go. Everything's going to be fine. Good. Bring your hands back down onto your knees. Okay, so from here, we're going to come down into the lower body. We've done everything with the upper body. Lower body hasn't done too much. So moving your blanket or your blocks aside, I'm going to ask you to come forward in your seat now so that your feet can be flat on the floor. From here, sitting up tall again. And then if it's possible for you, taking your hands underneath the right thigh and lifting the right leg up off of the floor. I'm going to place it back down for a moment because I need to adjust something on my computer as I am new to this and I just had a pop-up. Okay, sorry about that. I'll get this thing eventually. Okay, so we're holding on to the back of the right thigh and the right leg is lifting up and I'm just going to make some circles now. So I'm going to open up my hip, opening up the right hip. So I'm circling that right leg around. I'm not drawing the shoulders up to the ears, so I'm very aware of my shoulders being back and down and my chest being lifted and open. And then circling the other way. Nice, long, tall, neutral spine. Then I'm going to take a breath in. As I exhale, I'll take my knee into the chest. As I inhale, I'll straighten the leg out in front of me. So on the exhale, knee comes in, inhale, leg straightens, and then keep going. So knee in on the exhale, find your breath. Using the breath really helps the body to open. We'll do 4 more. So bringing the knee in and extending. Last 3. 2 more. Opening up the hip and the knee. Last 1. Keep your leg extended out now. Relax your shoulders, lengthen through the spine, and point and flex your foot. Open up the ankle joint. And then make some circles. So circling your foot in one direction. Circle it the other way. From here, I'm going to bring the knee back in towards the chest. I might even give the knee a little kiss. And if you can't reach your knee, it's not a problem. You just do this. Important, self-compassion. All right. So now I'm going to cross my right knee over my left knee. And I'm going to bring my left foot in a little bit towards the midline of my body. We're coming into a posture called eagle posture. If you can't cross your legs, not to worry, you can cross your ankles. And then from there, we'll take the arms out to the sides. With my left arm over my right, I'm going to give myself a big hug. Walk your fingers in towards your spine and drop your shoulders down. Good. You can stay here if you'd like. If you'd like to come into eagle arms, Garudasana arms, then I will raise my arms up towards the ceiling, still keeping my left elbow right on top of my right elbow. If you can go deeper, you'll bring the backs of your hands together, or maybe you could intertwine the arms and bring the palms together. If not, it's perfectly fine to stay right here. So don't judge yourself if you can't do any of these moves. And then from there, take a nice deep breath in. And as you inhale, lift your elbows up, look up at the ceiling, arching the back. As you exhale, round the spine, look down to the floor. Squeeze your arms together, squeeze your legs together. Inhaling and looking up. And exhaling forward and down. Feel all of the space in the upper back. Inhaling, reaching forward with the elbows and up. And exhaling and coming forward and down. Inhale, bring it right back to the center. And untwist your arms and legs and shake out. Okay, so moving over to the left side now, holding on underneath the left thigh, lift your left leg up off of the floor. And we'll do the same thing. So a deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze the knee in towards the chest, shoulders back, chest lifted. Inhale, straighten the leg out as much as you'd like, flexing your foot, toes come back towards the knee. Exhaling, and the knee comes in. We'll move a little more quickly. Inhaling, straighten. Good, and just keep going here. So we're loosening up the hip joint, and we're loosening up the knee joint. We'll do 4 more of these. And then we'll go back to a move that I forgot to do. Last 2. Last one. Straighten the leg out, point and flex your foot. Loosen the ankle joint, and notice if you stop breathing again. Breathe, no reason not to breathe. And circle your foot one direction, circle it the other way. Good, let your foot drop down and just begin to make some circles. This is the one I forgot. So circling one way. Circle the other way, and as you do this, feel into your left hip and notice how it feels. Notice if there's any tightness or stiffness there, or if the hip feels relaxed and open. Good, take the knee back into the chest, give it a little kiss. And then we'll cross it over the right knee. So here, I'm going to now take my right foot, walk it over a little to the left so it's in the middle. Good. If it's possible, for some of us, we're able to cross the legs as well. So my left foot could hook under my right leg. Not necessary to do this. Also remember that you could cross at the ankles if none of that is working. And then from there, take your arms out to the sides. Good. This time the right arm comes on top as you give yourself another big hug. Give yourself a little pat on the back. We're doing good here. Everything's going to be fine. Drop your shoulders down. Either stay right here if this is what works for you, or if you'd like to explore eagle arms, maybe bring the back of the hands together. Maybe bring the palms together. Good. Here, important to relax your shoulders down and send the elbows and the wrists forward. So you'll feel the stretch in the upper back. Engage your abdominals. Squeeze the thighs together. Squeeze the arms together. Inhale, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale and round your spine. Inhale and lift. Look up. Exhale, elbows and wrists still reaching forward and then down towards the floor. One more time, looking forward and up. And exhale, come right back to the center. Release the arms and the legs, shake it out. Take your feet wide apart now. So let your knees be wide and let your feet be wide and the toes are pointed out to the side. So you want your knees going right over the center of your feet, keeping all of that in line. And then from there, taking your hands together in prayer position in front of the heart, keeping your knees from collapsing in. So using your energy to press the knees out to the sides. Press your feet down flat on the floor. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to twist your body to the right. So twisting here to the right. I'll take my left hand to the inside of the left knee to keep that knee open, turning my head to the right. And if it's okay, right arm goes all the way back behind you, looking at your right thumb towards the ceiling. Inhale, coming back to the center, bringing the hands together in prayer. Take a nice deep breath here. As you exhale, turning the body to the left, keeping both knees out, and then taking the back of the right hand to the inside of the right knee to press that knee out to the side as I continue to rotate to the left. And then if I can, I will take the left arm out all the way behind me and look back at my left hand. Watch the right shoulder. Keep your right shoulder back and down. Good. Keep the abdominals engaged, front ribs in and down. And then coming back to the center here. Good. Let's take both hands onto the right knee. So now there's a little twist in the spine and I'm facing right over, directly over my right knee. This is called dolphin. So on the inhalation, I'm going to arch the back and look up towards the ceiling. And as I exhale, I'll extend my torso right over that leg. Let the head drop down and then bring it back up. I'll do that 2 more times. So on the exhalation, I'm coming forward and down. On the inhalation, back up. 1 more time, exhaling, bringing it forward and down. Inhaling, coming right back to the center. 1 hand on each knee. Take a nice deep breath up. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, bring the right hand over to the left. Good, still keeping the knees out and the feet planted and the hips planted. Even weight in both sitting bones. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, dive forward and down over that left knee. Inhale, rounding back up, shoulders back and down as the chest comes forward and the head drops down. And then 1 last time, inhaling up, exhaling over. Inhaling back to the center, 1 hand to each knee. Sit up tall, ground into your sitting bones, ground into your feet. Now we're going to come center. So on the inhalation, holding onto my knees, I'll open up the chest, push down into my pubic bone and arch the back. And then as I exhale, I'll extend right out of the hips. Let my head come forward and down and then slowly pressing into the legs to round myself back up. And 2 more times, exhaling, coming forward and down. Inhaling, back and up. Exhaling, forward and down. Inhaling, back and up. This time I'll come forward with a nice long spine, so I'm not rounded here. I'm lifting my tailbone a little, pushing my pubic bone down, so make sure you could feel a little curve in your lower back. And if you can, maintaining that curve, you can come down onto the forearms. Maybe interlacing your fingers, careful to keep your tailbone lifted. Good. So here, if you have unmedicated high blood pressure, if you have any eye disorders, if you have any glaucoma, if there's any reason that your head should not go below your heart, then this will be your forward bend and you'll stay right here and breathe into this posture. Also osteoporosis, it's not a good idea to round forward. It's better to do your forward bending with a long spine. So in that case, you'll stay here. If you have none of those issues and you'd like a deeper forward bend, you can take hold of your elbows and let your head drop down and let your elbows drop down towards the floor. And then just maybe rock a little bit from side to side. Move around a little bit here, shake your head a little yes and no. And to come back up, bring your hands back onto the legs and very, very slowly stacking one vertebra on top of the other, one at a time, letting your head come up last. Notice how you feel. From here, bringing your feet back to hip distance apart. So feet are hip distance apart, remembering the knees are right over the ankles, the toes are not turned out to the sides, but they're facing straight ahead. I'm going to show you a way to get up from your chair where you're not pulling on your back. So taking your hands, turn the palms up, and then take the pinky side of your hand and bring it right into your hip crease. Okay? So here, as you inhale, lean forward, just lean forward, long spine, and as you exhale, sit back up. All right, so now we're just swaying forward and back. Inhaling, I'm coming forward, long spine. Exhaling, I'm coming back up. Keep doing this and become aware of your feet pressing down into the floor when you come forward. All right, one last time here. So pressing into your feet, leaning forward, coming back up. The next time you come forward, you'll press into your feet, extend the arms forward, and come all the way up to stand. As you exhale, sit back down into your chair. Good. Again, inhale, long spine, feet, strength of the legs brings you up. The arms come forward. I'll sit back down. This time as we come up, we'll stay up. So pressing down, coming all the way up, bring your arms forward. And then as you exhale, as though you were going to sit back in your chair, come down about a third of the way. Make sure that you're sending your hips back so that you keep the curve in the lower back. Good. Take another breath here. Exhale, come down another third of the way. Just go wherever you can go, remembering self-compassion. So you can just stand with your legs tall if you'd like, right? So only going where your body can go. If you want a little bit more challenge, sit down just a little more. Good. The weight is in your heels now. So you should be able to lift your toes up off the floor. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes, right? Good. Let the arms, if you'd like to go even deeper, come up alongside your ears. Take another few breaths here. Feel your quadricep muscles talking to you right now. 1 or 2 more breaths. Find your breath. Inhale, come all the way up. And exhale the arms down. And down. Take your feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart. We're coming into a standing twist. So here, I'm just going to turn my body to the right, lifting my left heel up. And then I'm going to turn my body to the left and lift the right heel up. And I'll go side to side. So to the right, to the left, bend your knees if you'd like, right? And left, and pick up the speed. And we'll add a little bit of energy into this. So I will go ha, 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 ha. 3 more. Ha, ha, ha. Good. Bringing that to a close. Bring your feet back to hip distance apart. Taking your right hand onto your heart and your left hand onto your belly. Just close your eyes for a moment. Feel your heart beating. Notice your breath. Notice there may be a little bit more warmth in the body now. Notice where you feel movement in the body. And just take some moments here. Relax your body, the face, the shoulders, the belly, the hands, very light touch. Good. Relax down the length of the legs. Just breathing, relaxing, and feeling how everything changes moment to moment. Sensations and thoughts and emotions and life. And feel how underneath all of this changing experience, there's a stillness. And connect to that stillness, to that place that's inside of you, that's always steady, that observes without judging. So this is the place that we need to connect to right now. Take another few breaths to find that place. And allowing the eyes to open as you're ready. We'll come into mountain posture. So to find our stability and to find our strength that we need to carry us through this, mountain is a great posture to do right now and always. Begin by looking down at your feet and parallel your feet. So paralleling your feet might make them very slightly pigeon-toed. When you look down at your feet on the floor, you want to have the outer edges of your feet in line. I usually say in line with the outer edges of your mat, but we're not working with a mat. So they're parallel to one another. Okay, so slightly pigeon-toed. From there, once you have placed your feet on the ground, you can have your hands rest onto your hips if that feels good to you, and a little gentle rocking forward and back. Forward and back. So feel as you shift forward, weight goes into the toes, and I'd like you to pay particular attention to the muscles in your legs that engage when you're leaning forward and you're leaning back. So there are certain muscles that engage to keep you from falling over. So pay attention to that. Bring your awareness into the body and keep breathing. You can do this and breathe at the same time. All right, and then find the center. So find the place where your weight is even in the front of your feet and the back. When you find that place, you'll notice that there's no muscle engagement in the legs, that now your bones are supporting you, so you're not pulling on any of your muscles. From here, just begin to lean to the right and the left. So do the same thing here, but now you're shifting your weight into the right leg, you're shifting your weight into the left leg. Again, when you do this, you'll notice the muscles engage. So they keep you in an upright position, paying really close attention. Find the place that's in the center. So now you should find your weight even in the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, the inner heel and the outer heel, grounding. Feel that connection to the earth. Lift your toes up off the floor and spread them wide apart, as wide as you can. Some of us, the toes don't go very far, and for some of us, they do, and it's okay, either way. But notice as you do this, you're bringing a little more engagement into the legs, and you're lifting the arches of your feet up. So now keep the arches lifted and let your toes relax back down and keep that little bit of engagement in your legs, but let your knees be soft so you're not hyperextending or locking your knees. From there, you can imagine that you could breathe in through the soles of the feet and draw the energy right up into your abdominals and pull the belly up in it. And then on the exhale, feel that your sacrum could drop down. So you're getting strong now in the core. Next time you inhale, let that breath come right in through the legs, engage the abdominals, and lengthen through the spine and right up and out in the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, send the energy back down into your feet and ground yourself into your feet. Good. Take the hands together in prayer now. Keep this breath going. With your next inhalation, let the arms go down and out and up and reaching up to the sky. Keep the arms here. If you'd like, you could interlace all your fingers except for the pointer fingers. If it's better for you to keep your arms apart, you can do it here. You can even have your arms out here if you have shoulder issues. You could even have your arms down here if you have shoulder issues. So just see where it's okay for you to go. Keeping the engagement here in the abdominals, keeping the sacrum dropping, the legs are active. Now check in with your rib cage and notice if your front ribs are jutting forward. And see if you could drop your front ribs down and back towards the back of the room. At the same time, can you take your arms back a little behind you and lengthen through the neck and the top of the head? Mountain posture. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, without bringing your left shoulder forward, go straight over to the right. Weight is even in both feet. I didn't move my lower body, just the upper body. Take another breath, lengthen. And then if you exhale, you'd like to go deeper, bring the right hand down. Lengthen through the left side on the inhale. Exhale, coming over a little more. For the fullest stretch, you could take the right arm up, take hold of the left wrist, lengthen it, and go over into your crescent moon. So it's not important how far down you go. Think more about reaching up and out. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, lean over to the left. As though you were between two panes of glass. Chest stays forward, hips face forward. Inhale, lengthen. Both sides. So not just lengthening on the right side, but think about lengthening the left side. And maybe left hand comes down. Inhale and lift up. And exhale over. Now taking the left hand and bringing it up to the right wrist, only if you want a deeper stretch, and extending from the right foot into the right hand. And as you exhale, see if you can keep your right shoulder back. Inhale back up. And exhale and slowly let your arms come back down. So moving very, very slowly. You could close your eyes here if you'd like. Keep extending out into your fingers. Take at least 5 or 6 breaths to lower the arms down. Lowering all the way down. Feel with your eyes closed all the energy that's moving inside of you. Once the arms come down, you could again take the right hand onto the heart and the left hand onto the belly. Move back into that quiet, still place that's inside. Relax your body and notice what has changed, what has shifted, what's moving. How do you feel now, physically, mentally, emotionally? Notice how that changes from minute to minute. And come back to that place that's always there. And know that as your home. Place where you can live from that's always calm and steady and present. Awake. Aware, but not reactive. With the next inhalation, allow the eyes to open. We'll come into some standing postures, and then we'll come back down to sit. So let's take the legs wide apart. If you have a yoga mat, well, a little late, but I should have told you in the beginning. You could also do this on a mat. Okay, so hands on the hips. Coming into triangle pose. So from here, even though your legs are apart, you can still be in your mountain. So you could still be in Tadasana. So even here with the legs apart, you want to ground out down into the root of the big toe, the little toe, inner and outer heel. Arches are not collapsed, but they're lifted. Legs a little bit engaged, knees slightly softened, spine long. Triangle pose. So from here, I'm going to take my right foot and I'm going to turn it all the way out to the right. And my left foot, toes are going to turn in a little bit. So you want to make sure that your right foot is not pigeon-toed, but it's going straight out to the right. Another thing you want to check for is to see that the right heel is lining up with the arch of your left foot. From here, I'm taking my right hand into my right hip crease, and I'm going to send my hips out to the left, and I'm bringing my torso directly over my right leg. So if you'll notice here, the right side of my body is not collapsing. The right side of my body is long. So here, the action comes from my hips moving to the left, my body going to the right. I'll engage the abdominals, lengthen my tailbone, watch those front ribs. And then when I've gone as far as I can, I simply will rest my hand onto my leg. There's no need to go all the way down to the floor. So some people you see doing triangle this way, not necessary. I'd rather see you keep both sides of the ribs long. Let the right hand come down and lift the left arm up. If there's a shoulder issue, you could keep your hand on your lower back. You don't need to lift it up. Once you're in the posture, you could look forward, you could look down, you could look up. Notice where your neck is the happiest. Another thing that happens is we tense the shoulders, so drop your right shoulder down. Good. Bring the awareness into the outer edge of your back foot and the base of your front big toe. Triangle pose. On your inhalation, both arms out to the sides. Turn your toes forward, relax the arms down. Roll the shoulders. Hands back onto your hips, turning your left foot all the way to the left. Take your right heel and just slide it back a little bit. So here you might notice when you set your feet up, the body turns a little to the left. You want your body to be facing straight ahead. So there's a little twist happening here. Now I'll take my left hand into the left hip crease. I'll send my left hip out to the right. And you'll notice I'm keeping both sides long. I might think about lengthening from my hips to my armpits. So lots of length here. Abdominals in, sacrum down. When I've gone as far as I can, without coming forward of my front leg, you could look down now to check and make sure your torso is going right over this left leg. Then I'll let my left hand just relax, my left shoulder relax, either taking my right hand onto my sacrum, or maybe the right arm wants to reach out to the side, or maybe it wants to go all the way up to the ceiling. Relax your toes, find your breath now and breathe. Triangle pose, Trikonasana. So you're looking forward or you're looking up. 1 or 2 more breaths. Inhaling, arms back out to the sides. Take your toes forward, relax your arms down, step your feet together. Shake out. Okay, so coming in now to warrior 2. So same thing as far as the legs apart, maybe a little bit wider stance if you feel stable enough. You can also go to the back of your chair if you'd like to use your chair to hold on to. Then take your right foot and turn it all the way to the right and slide your left heel back and then adjust your torso so it's facing straight ahead. For warrior 2, we bend the front knee. So my front knee is bent. It's not going past my ankle. This is very bad for your knee. So your knee is right over your ankle. If you'd like to go longer, to go deeper, you could walk your foot forward a little bit. And then let the arms come out. So something that I see a lot in warrior 2 is this. So see if you could reach a little more into your left hand so your shoulders remain over your hips. Another misalignment that I see is this front knee likes to collapse in. So you could even use your hand and press it out. Good, arms out to the sides or hands on the hips if it's too much for your arms and shoulders. Taking your head now, turning to look over the right middle finger. And then as you inhale, turn the palm up. As you exhale, let your left hand come down and the right arm up, dancing warrior. As you inhale, right back to warrior 2. Reaching now into that right arm comes to rest on the right thigh, palm up. Left hand can come onto the sacrum or left arm up towards the ceiling. I could look forward here, down or up. Press that right arm into that leg to keep yourself from collapsing down. So you're lifting up. Energy's going up. You could also use the arm to keep the knee moving back towards the wall behind you. Use the strength of your legs to come back up to warrior 2. So press your feet into the floor, hug them in towards the midline, towards each other, and then bring the arms back out. Straighten the front leg. Turn your toes forward. Step your feet together and relax the arms down. Shake it out. Whew, who said chair yoga is easy? Okay, other side. So, legs out. Nice wide stance, but stable. So you want to feel that you're steady. If not, again, use your chair. Let's turn the left foot out. Slide your right heel back. Important that your back foot is pigeon-toed. So here again, if you look, you'll see your knee is lining up with the center of your foot. And then from there, I'm going to take a bend into my left knee. Careful to not go here. So I'm going to keep the knee right over my ankle. If I want to go deeper, I'll inch my foot forward and then come deeper. Take the arms out to the sides. Drop your shoulders down and reach middle finger to middle finger. Turning your head, look over the left middle finger. Take a breath in, turn the left palm up. With your next inhale, let the arm come up, right arm down, dancing warrior. And then back to warrior 2. Reaching into that left arm, left forearm onto the left thigh, taking that left knee back, either the right hand onto the sacrum, Maybe the right arm up, a right angle. If the right arm wants to come over the ear, you can come into extended right angle. Either look forward, look down, or look up. Use the strength of your legs to bring you back into warrior two. So press into your feet, hug them in towards each other, and come right back, warrior two. Looking over, left middle finger. Straighten the left leg, arms down. Turn your feet forward, heel toe your feet together. And shake the legs out. Okay, coming back into your seat. So gather your blocks again, or your pillow, your blankets. And we'll bring the feet back onto the blocks. Come to sit all the way back in your chair now. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll take some moments for some breathing practice to bring us into relaxation. So from here, find a way to sit where you're comfortable, body is aligned, the knees over the ankles, shoulders back and down, back of the neck lifting. See that your head is not coming forward. So tuck your chin in a little bit towards the throat and see how that lengthens the back of the neck. From here, once you have found your seat, close your eyes and relax. And just notice how you feel now. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the rhythm of the heart. Notice the sensations that are here in the body and what you may have awakened in your practice. Just noticing that dance of sensations and emotions, thoughts, feelings. Connecting to that silent witness, that impartial observer that resides deep within all of us. Knowing this as your wiser, truer nature. It's by coming into this stillness that we're able to connect to that place. Pranayama helps us, breathing techniques helps us to go a little bit deeper. So take your awareness down into your lower abdomen now. And just begin to breathe here into the belly, into the hips and the lower back, the pelvis. And feel how you could offer now a nice soothing massage to this area of your body. Feel a gentle expansion and contraction. Feeling into the ebbing and flowing of the breath, and letting it be at a pace that feels very relaxing and soothing to you. Not forcing anything, just allowing. And then let go of that breath and let your awareness move into the rib cage. With your next inhalation, begin to gently fill and empty the rib cage. So be aware of the ribs all the way around. So not just your front ribs, but the back and the sides. Smooth, steady breath. You could even count your breath if that's useful to you for Maybe inhaling, exhaling for a count of 4. Maybe it's a higher or a lower count for you today. Let that breath go. Come back to your normal breathing for a few rounds. And then take the breath into the upper chest, the upper back, shoulders, the neck. And let all of your attention rest on this part of the body. Coming back to this intention of self-compassion. As you offer yourself this gentle breath, this gentle soothing massage, letting go of that part of the body. And now we'll combine all 3 parts for a full 3-part yogic breath, Dirgha Pranayama. So on your next inhalation, you begin down at the belly to fill the belly, and then let the breath travel up into the rib cage and all the way up into the upper torso. And then exhale all of the air out. Let the exhalation be very, very slow. At the end of the exhalation, you might draw your navel into the spine to empty completely. So on your inhale, you're filling into the belly and then the ribs and then the chest. Exhaling and letting go. Continuing here for several more rounds, being sure to include the back of your body as well as the front of the body. You might even bring a little bit more focus into the back of the body now for these next final few breaths. And then allow that breath to fall away and breathe in your natural breath rhythm. Taking a scan of your body once more. Notice if there are still any areas of tightness or tension. Inquiring as to where the body could let go just a little more right now. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You can hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Do not reach out your hands, reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Do not reach out your hands, reach out your heart, reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Those are the words of Lynn Unger. Bring the hands together now in Anjali Mudra and prayer in front of the heart. And bowing to this divine and peaceful true nature that resides deep within all of us. And knowing, remembering to be present, awake, and compassionate to yourself and all other beings. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.